welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. I thought I'd just update this tree here. I am going to repot. Well, so not this guy here. I'm actually going to repot one of my other Wrightia species. Pretty funny. I was looking back at some of the history of it. I used to think that word was Wrightia. Thanks to Jay from Blue Jay Bonsai from straightening me out on that. But this guy I repotted last year, and it was one of the very last trees to actually leaf out in my collection this year, and I was really kind of bummed. I thought maybe I would have lost it, but you can see it's recovering nicely. Got a bunch of blooms on it. It's got all kinds of little budding blooms, but it seems like every day just a little handful actually kind of come out. Even with just these few out, the smell really is overwhelming in here right now. I'm kind of sick and I can still smell it, but I just kind of thought I'd show this one off. The other two I'm going to look at and probably prune just a little bit, and the third one, I think I'm going to have to slip pot that one. It's been 3 years in a little tiny pot now. We'll wait to take a look at that when they come in. I think the only thing I'm going to do here today is just kind of nip that guy off, just simply because it just seemed way out of place there. Sure, it's fine. I think they call this, this is the Wrightia Religiosa, which I'm probably also saying wrong. But they call it Water Jasmine. I think the branches will hang out over, nice still ponds, and then you can really see the blooms from under it because they do hang down. You can't really see it from above. But not 100% sure that's why they call it a Water Jasmine, but I do believe I've read that somewhere. Well, it's looking pretty good considering I was pretty scared I lost it earlier in the year. And now I'm going to get the ones I'm really going to do some work on today. Alright, and since I'm going to repot that little one later, go ahead and just take a look at this one too, just to show it off here. First thing I should take the weeds out, but I thought I'd just show off a few of these blooms here. Really is looking good. This one has almost the opposite, for me, like the opposite issue from the other one. The other one, the blooms all hang down. You can really only see it when you're looking from underneath of it. This one, they all seem to get just blooms on the leggiest ones that are the tallest. And, not that you're always looking at bushes or trees from the side, but you can't really see them unless you're actually looking at it from the top. But first thing, I'll get all these weeds out here. Alright, and then just to clean it up a little bit, I probably won't show the whole bit of me pulling the weeds there. I was really yanking on this one for a minute, and it's actually a sucker coming from the root. This piece here is super leggy. And then, I really haven't looked all that close at a plan for this. Should mention I dug this one, and the next one I'm going to bring in out of my yard like 3 years ago. It was just I picked a bad spot to plant them in, and ever since then just kind of trying to keep them somewhat trimmed up. I have repotted this one since then. I did the first bit. I had it in this pot, and I allowed the roots to just escape out of the bottom so much it got really messy, and so I just cut that off. And then see if I can even feel it here. I still have it sit in the same spot. There's a couple roots coming out of the bottom, but it's not too bad yet. Try to keep them someplace where they don't get knocked over too much. And again, it's nothing all that special, so I know sometimes I get people telling me I need to stop complaining about my trees toppling over so much and keep them all tied down and everything. Sometimes it's hard when you got so many trees. And then these branches, in my opinion, I don't know if anybody has any of these that they keep as bonsai and actually keep them wired up. When they're soft and flexible, they're way too flimsy to wire up. And then about the time they get any bigger than that, they really do lignify really quickly. But this, what would be considered an apex there, kind of overgrowing this one here. in an odd spot. Let me just think about this here for a minute here. And I don't like the way it's in the middle like that. I'm just going to take that one out. And I'll just let it grow from there again for the rest of the season. See where it takes it. Alright, and then there's this one here. And again, dug them up 3 years ago. And I was really just... This one came up with hardly any roots at all. And I've been really surprised that it actually even survived. Photographs just kind of sometimes don't quite picture how much I like about it. But I am going to, before I try to give you guys a little closer look, I'm going to get these weeds out. It's got weeds kind of even growing into the root ball, if you will. A handful of blooms on this one too. I'm getting ready to cut those off though, just trying to keep it nice and compact here for the repot. And before I go to repot it, I did just kind of want to show just how kind of cool the trunk looks there. Like I said, it's hard to get a good picture of it, especially with the whole plant in the picture, and then just how happy I've been that it's survived 3 years. In that when I went to go dig them up, that other one looked much better, so I put that one in the bigger pot, and this one here had just hardly any roots with it, so I just put it in this one. And you know, been 3 years now, blooms every year, it looks good, but I do think it's time to get it in something a little bit bigger. And so I think I'm actually going to go, let me show you guys now. For this one here, I had some smaller cascade projects, but I've kind of given up on cascades for most of my tropicals here. So I think I'm gonna use this one for that. All right, and this will be almost a slip pot. There is I have this one sitting right on the ground as well, and it did have some roots coming out of the bottom of it. So I may give those just a little bit of a trim, but again, trying to just preserve as much of this as I can, so I'm really not trying to do any hard root prune or you know, a bare root or anything like that. I'm going to try to save most of the soil here, so I'm going to pop it out like this. And knock off some of that stuff. Well, of everything on my bingo card, I was not really expecting that right at the bottom of that pot, but I'll definitely take that out. And perfect. I think that'll work just like that. Oh, good thing I looked just a little bit there, had that hanging out in there. Just rough that up just a little bit. And then I've already got a screen in for this drain hole here. I'll put that used soil in the bottom. Put this at the top here. Alright, so I may just put this guy right back out in the sun where it was. Wasn't too rough with it. I do think this pot is just the right size. Kind of wish it wasn't so beat up looking. Almost wish it would have had some kind of a glaze or something on it, since it is a flowering tree. But if it makes it another 3 years, what I'll do is probably find one around this size, maybe just a little bit bigger, but perhaps with a better glaze on it. See what it looks like.